Here we are, Snyder Avenue, South Philadelphia. Right down there is the Delaware Ave. And this is John's Roast Pork. A lot of people ask me, they go, hey, Captain, where do I get the best cheesesteak in South Philadelphia, or in the world? How about that? Where do I get the best cheesesteak in the world? You get the best cheesesteak in the world right here at John's Roast Pork. John's opened up in 1930. What's going on? Oh, here we are. What's going on? Molly, look who it is. It's that guy who talks to himself on the internet. He's going
down here.
Come here. It's Taylor Swift weekend, didn't you hear?
She was in the line getting the merch.
Were you in line for how many hours were you in line for Taylor Swift merch? What'd you get?
A bunch of stuff. I got 2 crew necks, 2 shirts, a tote bag.
Anyway, John's Roast Pork. So John's Roast Pork is a 3-generation. Grandpa started it, Dad ran it. Now the son of the dad, he is the owner. And but the cool thing is the son, John. They're all named John. The 3rd-generation guy. His mom still works the books. So it's still a family-run It's the best cheesesteak in the city. The guy takes pride. The guy takes pride in what he makes. He spent years figuring out how to make a good cheesesteak. He spent years. And like, I think 2007, don't be writing book reports on the year, but sometime recently, they won a James Beard Award. Now, I don't know much about food or anything like that, but apparently a James Beard Award is pretty respected, like a Michelin star. So, how about that? Hello, friend. Oh, do we need to see the ECW arena? Yeah, if you're close. Nah, we don't need to see the arena. We got to see the ECW arena. Who are we kidding? Oh, my God! So what I'm going to do today is I'm going for a scoot. And today, I'm scooting to the Taylor Swift mural in South Street. But I'm going to go there via South Philly. And I figured I'll hang out down in South Philly, do a little scoot-ski-woot-ski, and we'll call it a day. Got a bunch of news stories covering. Oh, hello, friend. Uh-oh. Somebody lost their phone. So this part of South Philly, there's a little bit of industrial stuff going on. A lot of retail space. There's an IKEA, but even a little bit further is like one of the busiest harbors in the United States. Not the harbors, marinas. A lot of loading and unloading freight. It happens right down the street. It's a good thing to talk about stuff when people can't see it. Oh my God! So here we are. This is it. The ECW Arena. It's now called the 2300 Arena. So the arena pretty much is from here all the way down. Right here was like a loading dock, and that's where the wrestlers would come in and out. The wrestlers themselves would park right here. So after the shows, you would hang out, and they would walk out and sign autographs. Taz was like the only one who, he was like a dickhead. He would like live his character. One time I was there the day Rick Rude turned heel. Rick Rude. Jerry the King Lawler was in the ECW arena, right? And he said he had a special announcement. He had a special tag team partner. And then for some reason, somehow Rick Rude wound up being... Rick Rude turned on Sandman and Tommy Dreamer. That's what happened. Rick Rude turned on Sandman and Tommy Dreamer. And him and Jerry the King Lawler beat the piss out of the Sandman and Tommy Dreamer, maybe even Terry Funk. And I remember the day Rick Rude had to leave, the fans, we all swarmed upon Rick Rude. You dirty! It was brutal. Rick Rude, I tell you, that might have been one of the scariest moments in Rick Rude's life. One time I met Joey Styles. Joey Styles was the announcer for ECW. And he was very famous for saying, "Oh my God!" when anything bad happened. Oh my God! And one time he was walking to his car with Francine, who was like a valet. And Francine got beat up, so she was playing hurt. And I was like, Joey, let me get an autograph. And he goes, I can't sign autographs. I got to take Francine to the hospital. And then I was like, well, then Joey hit me with a "Oh my God." And he was like, "Oh my God." And my friend Chris, who was with me, who wasn't a big wrestling fan, he was like, "Oh, you think he really has to take his friend to the hospital?" He stopped and said, "Oh my God." And I said, "Shut up, Chris. No one likes you." And all it was a bingo parlor, and they could fit a wrestling ring in, and then they got scaffold seats. I think the tickets were like $20. I remember when ECW had their pay-per-view Barely Legal, the tickets were like $120 for the first pay-per-view in the ECW arena, which is like this tiny place. And I remember like us fans were like, "What the hell, $120? And now people are paying $1,200 to see Taylor Swift. Matter of fact, if you go to SeatGeek right now and you look up Taylor Swift tickets, the cheapest ticket I saw last time I was on there was $1,200. So if you download SeatGeek today and use promo code the Philly Captain, I can save you $20 off your first order, $50 or more. If you use promo code the Philly Captain, save $20 on those $1,200. pay $11.80. Use SeatGeek. So South Philly is notorious for not having great parking. But if you ever got to do anything from front to 4th Street, and you're like around Washington Ave, there's all this retail space. You can sometimes park underneath some of these parking lots. Some of them are open to the public, some of them aren't. All right, here we are, Water and Reed Street, and this is a really cool old building. And it used to be, well, a few years ago, it was a steakhouse. And I think it was called like the Fire Engine Steakhouse. But before it was a Fire Engine Steakhouse, it was actually a fire station. And you see, so that used to be an old, or maybe it was called Firehouse Steakhouse, something like that. But back in the days, in like the 1900s, the early 1900s, the fire hoses weren't made with the materials that they're made now, and the fire hose now can dry pretty easily. But back in the day, what they would do is they would hang the hose from where that like castle type thing is, and the hose would hang down, and that's how they would dry fire hoses. And if you come down here, this is the old Riverview movie theater, and there used to be like a little strip mall with this movie theater, and everything's closed. Everything. The movie theater, the strip malls, the little restaurants associated with it, like it's just everything closed. And I think this was a victim of the pandemic. Like a few movie theaters shut down, but huh? I'm looking at the movie theater. Why, are you a cop? Oh, okay, cop. All right, cop. What do you mean, what am I doing? I'm just looking inside the movie theater. What do you mean? I was just looking inside to see the movie theater. The door's open a little bit. I take videos of the city, but... You take videos of the city? Yeah. That's what you do for a living? Yes. Okay. So, yeah, I know, but
listen, let me explain something to you, because you started talking some cop shit. First of all, that was disrespectful. I'm not a motherfucker.
Well, you come up yelling at me. I'm a man. That's all right. We're done talking. It was a nice conversation. That's all right. Just yell at strangers, though, in the city. That's a good idea, genius. Why not? Well, listen, why do you go back protecting a building that's abandoned? That's smart. Yeah, so the door was like open a little bit, like a little ajar. So if you could open it up, I could put my little camera in there and film the lobby. That's all I was doing. I wasn't going to break in. It was locked. I could clearly see it was locked. I got you. Now I'm the asshole going the wrong way. No problem. Go Phil's, right? Okay, I can admit when I'm wrong. You see, I just did it right there. I don't get it, though. People come up just yelling for no reason, for something that's not even theirs. I just don't get it these days. Now we're on Front Street, very close to Taylor Swift. I can hear Taylor Swift singing about a breakup about 2 blocks that way. Taylor Swift's all right? Taylor Swift don't bother me none. I know who I like a lot, besides Flo Rida? Katy Perry. A big fan of Katy Perry. And I like Katy Perry. I would go to a Katy Perry concert. What do you think of that? I pay $20 to see Katy Perry, so I probably will never see Katy Perry. Speaking of I'll never see Downey's ever again. Downey's, this is what happens when John Taffer rescues your bar and eventually gets knocked down and demolished. This was an Irish pub. I believe it was featured on the very first episode of the TV show Bar Rescue. It's called Downey's. And it was the bar was owned by an Italian guy who loved making Italian food, but so he bought an Irish restaurant and he had no clue. So anyway, it didn't work out well, and they tore down Downey's restaurant. It no longer exists. But what does exist is the Taylor Swift mural. Very close to her. I can hear her singing. I was gotta be so complicated. Life's so short. Making me frustrated. That's not Taylor Swift. Second and South. Just looking for the Taylor Swift mural. Uh-oh, I found. Oh, is this the Taylor Swift mural? This ain't the Taylor. Is this it? Wow, how exciting. Oh, look, it's my favorite radio station. Q102. All right, and they even have a mural painted to Taylor here at on South Street, which is a pretty happening spot. Well, it used to be a happening spot. Now they have this big 6, 9, 12 feet long Taylor Swift mural. Hold on, I'm taking my pictures. Then I'll move my scooter. You Swifties got... There they are. The Swifties kicking me out, telling me to get my scooter out of their picture because they're screaming at the mural. Well, if you like this video, do me a favor. Hit the thumbs up, and while you're at it, hit subscribe. Don't forget to check out my merch. My merch, it's fire. Well, make sure you hit like and subscribe, and I'll sail with you later. Toodles!